of class 11th. In this chapter, we will discuss about blood, lymph, circulatory pathways, human circulatory system, and disorders of circulatory systems. So, start with our first regarding to the lesson body fluid. What are fluids? In general way, we can say something circulating in our body is known as fluid, or you can say something that help to distribute gases and nutrients throughout the body is known as your fluid. Now the question is, what are the types of fluid? There are two types of fluids present in living organisms. One is your intracellular fluid and second one is your extracellular fluid. That means circulation is done with the help of two types of fluids in living organism. One is your intracellular circulation and second one is your extracellular circulation. In intracellular circulation, as we know, cell contains cytoplasm. So in intracellular fluid is the fluid which is present within the cell. That is your cytoplasm. It means cytoplasm help to circulate all the gases, nutrients, or other materials throughout the body of the living organism. That is your intracellular fluid. And this circulation is known as intracellular circulation. One another term for cytoplasmic circulation is also known as cyclosis. It is also known as cyclosis. Cytoplasmic circulation, we can say, it is also known as cyclosis. It is present in lower organisms, and you can see it in all lower organisms like amoeba, paramecium, etc. Next is your extracellular circulation. First of all, extracellular fluid. Extracellular fluid is present in higher organisms like human beings. This extracellular fluid help to circulate the material between the tissue, or you can say outside the cell. That is known as your extracellular fluid, and this circulation is known as your extracellular circulation. Before starting the topic that is regarding to blood, I am here. I want to discuss you about the blood vascular system. There are two types of blood vascular system. One is your open vascular system, and second one is your closed vascular system. Open vascular system means blood do not flow in blood vessels from heart. You you know blood from heart comes through sinus and through that blood into the organs. It means organs bathing in the blood. No capillaries, no veins, and no arteries are present in blood open vascular system. After this closed vascular system, in which blood flow through blood vessels. That means from heart, blood, or you can say blood comes from heart and through blood vessels, that blood vessel divided into capillaries, and that capillaries pour blood into the cells, and after that the capillaries again meet to form veins to carry deoxygenated blood. Closed vascular system is present in human beings. Now, next is your blood. What is blood? As we know, blood is a type of connective tissue or body fluid that is present in higher organisms that is known as your blood. Now, blood is formed of two major components. One is your plasma and second one is your formed elements. As I say, blood is special connective tissue consisting. What does a blood consist? Blood consists of fluid matrix, plasma, and formed elements. It means 30 to 35% of the extracellular fluid is formed of blood. The pH of blood is 7.4. That means it is somehow alkaline in. Next major components, two major components, plasma and formed elements. Now, formed elements. Blood is divided into two components, formed element and plasma. Formed element further divided into three categories. First is your erythrocyte, second one is your leukocytes, and third one is your thrombocytes. And in case of plasma, plasma contain water, protein, minerals and ions. Now we will discuss about the plasma and formed elements completely. First is your plasma. Plasma is pale yellow in color, viscous fluid. Most of the plasma contain 90 to 92% of water only. Then 6 to 8% is your proteins. Major proteins are globulins, fibrinogens, albumins. These are the major proteins. In which fibrinogen formed by the liver, globulins and albumins, in which albumin formed by liver also. Fibrinogen help in clotting. It means plasma contain the constituents, or you can say plasma contain factors that helps in coagulation, that is known as your coagulating factor. If plasma is without coagulating factor, then it is known as serum. Plasma also contains small amounts of minerals like sodium, calcium, magnesium, carbonates, and chlorine, etc. It also contains glucose, amino acid, lipids, etc. So plasma is very helpful in clotting of the blood. Now about the formed elements. First is your erythrocytes, the cells that are floating in our blood, that are erythrocytes, leukocytes, and thrombocytes. Erythrocyte. First, we will take erythrocytes. Erythrocytes are also known as red blood cells, yeah, or you can say red blood corpuscles that are most abundantly present in our blood. You can say a healthy adult person contain 5 to 5.5 millions of RBCs per mm cube of blood. Erythrocytes, why you can say why our blood color is red? Due to a pigment, that is hemoglobin, present in our RBCs that help to give color to the blood. After that, the shape of the RBCs are biconcave in shape, nucleus is absent, and one more important thing, erythrocytes formed in bone marrow. Bone marrow, long bone in which red bone marrow and yellow bone marrow, two types of bone marrow are present in our bone. Long bones, that is your red and yellow. Yellow bone marrow present in the center of the bone, and your red bone marrow present both the sides of the, or you can say ends of the bone. That red bone marrow help to form all three kinds of formed elements like your RBCs, WBCs, and platelets. All these are formed in bone marrow. That is about, and one more thing I want to add here, RBCs life cycle, or you can say lifespan, is only 120 days, after which they destroyed in spleen. And spleen is also known as the graveyard of the RBCs. Coming to the next is your leukocytes. Leukocytes are colorless cells. Leukocytes are also known as white blood cells, WBCs. These are colorless due to the lack of hemoglobin. WBCs are nucleated, lesser in number. Number is 6,000 to 8,000 of WBC are present in each ml of the blood. Leukocytes, if you can say about the lifespan of the leukocyte, the lifespan of the leukocytes are is very short-lived. It means leukocytes are very short-lived. Further, leukocytes are distributed in two categories: granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes means two types of WBCs, as I have told you. Granulocyte means the cells which take dye, is known as granulocytes, and agranulocytes which do not take any dye. Granulocyte means if we take a granulocyte and pour it into the dye, it becomes colorful. But a granulocyte do not contain, do not take any dye. Further, a granulocyte is divided into three categories. First is eosinophils, second one is basophils, and third one is neutrophils. And agranulocyte is divided into two categories: lymphocytes and monocytes. Now we will talk about the eosinophils. What are eosinophils? Neutrophils. Neutrophils are the cells that are present in abundant Most of the WBCs are covered by neutrophils. The percentage of the neutrophils are 60 to 65%. Neutrophils are the cells which help to kill antigens. Neutrophils also take both the dyes, acidic and basic. These are phagocytic cells and destroy foreign organisms. Next one is your basophils or eosinophils. Basophils take basic dye. If you talked about the percentage, that is your 0.5 to 1%. Basophils help to secrete three secretions, that is histamine, serotonin, and heparin, that helps in the inflammatory actions of the body. Next is your eosinophils. Eosinophils are the cells which resist infections and are also allergic reactions. B and T lymphocytes are responsible for immune response of the body. So that is all about today. Next, we will do further blood groups and etc.